All right, in this video, we are going to cover removing a object from a YMAP as well as its collision. In this case, we're going to remove the Wapiti reservation. There's going to be a couple tools you need to do this. You're going to need Blender 4.0, you're going to need Codex version 25, and you're going to need Solemns, the RDR3 skeletal fix version. I will link those in the description. Okay, so to get started, we need to create our resource. In this case, I've got my maps folder here that I created. And then my resource is Wapiti sign removal. And then inside there, I've got a stream folder and the FX manifest. So we'll take a look at the FX manifest. This is just going to be your boilerplate map FX manifest. So you got these 4 lines in there, just copy and paste. The only other thing we need right now is to go ahead and add our ensure for our resource. Okay. And then our stream folder right now is empty, but we are going to go ahead and find the YMAPs and the YBN in order to remove the reservation sign. We'll go ahead and quit out of that. I'm going to relaunch Red Dead in the background, so that way we're not waiting on it later. But we're going to launch Codex 25, and in here we're going to go fly over to the Wapiti reservation and find that sign. All right. Fly. All right, here's our sign. We're going to go ahead and select mouse select up here in the top and make sure we're selecting entity. And we're going to right click on our sign. And you can see here that there's actually 2 different things. So for the first one, the YMAP is on the left. It's going to be this Wapiti 01 stream 0. And then this is Wapiti sign 01. If we select these letters, it looks like it's Wapiti sign 01D, same YMAP. So we're going to delete both of these items from the YMAP. So in order to do that, we need to launch Codex 25 Explorer. We're going to search for our YMAP. Just open it up inside Codex. We're going to search for Wapiti sign, which is our item names. There's Wapiti sign 01. And then from item to item, we're just going to delete that. And we also have Wapiti sign 01D, which is the text that was on the sign. So we're going to delete that as well. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to say file save as. We're going to navigate to our resource stream folder and save it there. Don't change the name. And then that one is done. Now, if we went ahead and got back in the game right now, we would still have the collision, but we'd actually still see the sign. And the reason for that is there is an LOD of this sign. So what we're going to do in order to find the LOD is we're going to enable our move. And we're going to drop these objects down below the map. And then what we're going to do is fly away from the sign until it shows up for the LOD. There it is. We're going to select the sign, and here we can see the YMAP is a different one. It's Wapiti 01, and the name is Wapiti sign LOD. We're going to go back to our codex. We're going to find this YMAP. Open that up. Find Wapiti sign. There's the LOD. And we're going to go ahead and delete this item. And then file save as. And go ahead and save that to your stream folder. So that's the YMAPs. Now what we're going to do is we need to find the collision. So in order to find the collision, what you need to do is you come back to where your sign is at. We're going to come up here to the top left where we had entity selected before, and we're going to select collision. And then you should see these collision objects. So in our case, we are going to grab guy here. Good. Collision. There we go. I think I was inside the collision itself over here. So we're going to select that one. And then on the left, we're going to see the YBN. This is the name of the collision file. So we need to go find that in our codex. Did I close it out? I closed it out. Okay, so we're going to go find the YBN. And what we're going to do is we're just going to say right click, export XML. And for right now, we're just export it to our stream folder. And then we're going to go ahead and open Blender 4.0. Okay, delete our extras here. I'm going to come up real quick and show you in preferences, solemns. I've got two different solemns. The one I'm running right now is the RDR extra skeleton fix right now, just to show you that that is what I'm running. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to come down here, file, import. We didn't need to do anything to that file. Resources, find our stream folder. Here's the YBN, we're going to import that. And you should see, if you drop down top right, the YPD010, you should see a bunch of stuff in here. We're just going to go ahead and select the first polybox. And we're going to go to View, Frame Selected, or Numpad, period. And you should see something similar to what collision you were looking at in the Codex 25 map. This is our sign here. We can compare that to what we're seeing. Kind of looks like this. There's our sign there. And what we're going to do is we're going to grab the sign. And actually, you can see if I go ahead and let's move in real close. Frame this one again. If I go ahead and move this guy, see that there's actually something inside of him. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to select all of it, and we're just going to drop that collision down below the map. And then that's that. We're going to select our YBN and come up here to File, Export, CodeWalker XML. We're going to go back to our stream folder and just export right over the top of that one. Let me see, we exported it. Okay. Close Blender. Close out Codex. And then what we're going to do, you're probably not going to have, we're going to close this folder. You're probably not going to have that folder open yet. So you're going to come up here to File, Open Folder. And in our case, we want to go to our Resources, Maps, Stream. So we're going to select that folder. And then over here on the right, this is our folder, it's open. We're going to go into edit mode. Just right click in the open here and say import XML. And we're going to select our YPD YBN XML that we just exported from Blender. So now we'll have 4 files, 2 YMAPs, a YBN, and a YBN XML. And we are done. The last thing we can do if we want to is we can delete the XML file because that is no longer useful. We've got our 2 YMAPs and our YBN. We've got our resource set up. And so what we're going to do right now is we're going to close out the server. We're going to restart our server. We see here that we restarted our service, or restarted our resource with PD sign removal. So we're going to come over and join our server. And then we're going to go up to the Wapiti reservation and see if our sign is removed. Should be. Now, I will say there's a lot of stuff that can go wrong, which is why running the exact versions for the tools is important. And there's also, like, stuff isn't going to go this smoothly. You're going to miss an LOD. There might be physics issues. There might be shadow issues. There's going to be all sorts of stuff that you run into. And it's gonna, every time you remove something or work on something, you're gonna run into something you haven't done before, and it's just gonna take getting to know how the Rockstar 3D assets work. We can see that our sign is in fact removed. All right, well that's it. This should give you at least the core process for modifying those YMAPs and removing stuff from them, as well as the collisions. So hopefully that gives you a good starting point there. All right, thanks guys.